Hello, Teaquilters. Today is Saturday, February 28th, 2021, and we are having our live sewing chat. It is 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll be on for 2 hours doing sewing chat. I'm still working on the borders for my Exploding Heart quilt top. I just decided to just leave this as a sewing chat project, so that's why it's not done. So we're just going to continue sewing pieces. I did count how many pieces I needed, and I cut the remaining pieces, but I still need 2 floating borders that I need to add to the quilt top, and I have not picked those fabrics yet because I needed to cut all of the fabric pieces that I needed for my borders out of this white, and I think I won't have enough to cut my floating borders, so I'll just have to switch to another white tone on tone, but I don't think it'll be a big deal. But even if it does, at least both of my borders will have the same white fabric. So that's why I haven't put my floater border on already. The first one, I want a floater border before I add the piece border, and then another floater border on the outside. So let me pull you all up on my phone so I can see who all is here. Don't even have my phone on. I was doing the reboot and didn't come back in yet to restart it. So hopefully it won't take long. Welcome to everybody. If you are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I go live. And actually I'm live also on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for 1 hour where I just do a chat. And yeah. If you got any quilt related questions, you can also add that into the chat box. We answer those as well. Doesn't have to be on topic, just needs to be quilt related. Almost there. Turn the notifications off on my phone. I thought it would pull it right up into my list, but it did not. So let me go to my channel. Want to know what happened to my photo I added. Okay, so let's see who all is here today. Got Darcy Savelli is here. She says, hi, T and everyone from Minnesota. Hi, Darcy. Welcome. Cool Gals here says, hi, T and everyone from Maryland. It snowed last night, but melted today. Now, that's pretty good. Okay. So it took me out of the chat. Hold on. June Hansen is here. Says, hi, T and everyone. I'm still sitting on the edge of my chair from setting up the recording camera. Let me sit back. Let's see. Darlene Crosby is also here. Says, hello, T and everyone. Joining from South Carolina. Hi, Darlene. And Darcy is also reminding people to hit the thumbs up. Thank you so much. Deborah Sims Brown's here. Says, hello, T and everyone from Maryland. Hi, Deborah. Sheila Willis says, good evening, T and all quilters. Rainy and in Tennessee. Yes. Better than some snow, though. I don't know why, but my screen is blank. That's Darcy at 9:01. I don't know what's up with that. It looks like I'm recording pretty good, so hopefully everything is working. Janice Miller says, hello, TNT Quilters. Hi, Janice. Hi, Jackie K from Canada. She says, hello, T and all. Finally above 32 degrees and raining. Goodbye, snow. Yes. Darcy is saying she's got it now. Deborah Quilts is here. Says, hello, T and fellow quilters. Liz and Steven stopped by after their dinner downtown. They just left. That's really cool. Kevin the Quilter is here. Hey, Kevin. He says, evening, T Quilters. And still the reigning queen of scraps, our lovely Miss T. Be talking to you tomorrow, sir. C-Rex says, good evening, T and T Quilters. My brother is here, Ray. He says, hi, sis and everyone. Hope everyone's staying safe. And don't forget the thumbs up. Yes. Let me make I keep forgetting to make him as a moderator. Just in case some of my other people are not in here. He has to block some folk. So let me do that. Ellen Campbell is here. Says, hello, T and quilting friends. Hey, Ellen. Welcome. Angela Stringer. Hi, Angela. She says, hi, TNT Quilters. Katrina Dion is here saying hello. Hello to you as well. Diane 57 go, hi, what did I just miss? Nothing. We just starting. Vicky Lemire says hello. Diane 57 saying hi, T. Hi, Diane. Damali J says hi, TNT Quilters from chilly 41 degree in Oxon Hills, Maryland. Been working on my drunkard pad. Yes, I saw where Phyllis, I think it's Phyllis, yes, Phyllis showed hers today in the Teaquilts group. I was going to say yesterday, but I think it was today. Might have been yesterday too. I think she put 2 posts, and she's working on hers. Teresa McCormick says, good evening, T and T Quilters. Hi, Teresa. Judy Smith says, hi, T and all. Kathy Klein says, hello, T and everyone. And Diane saying hi to everybody. Tom Eckery is here. Says, hi, T and T Quilters. Below 0 last week and thunder and lightning tonight. Only in the Midwest. Hit that thumbs up. Hopefully it doesn't come here in the Midwest. Judy Plaster says hello to you from Oroville, California. Hello, Judy. Maria Mayers here says hi to everyone from Texas. Lisa Pegg says, hey, Miss T and everyone. I think that's Stephanie with Quilting Beauty and Books says, hey, T and fellow quilters. Judy says, hello, T and T Quilters. Betsy Lightning is here, says, evening, y'all. Let's see, Joyce Baker. Hi, glad I'm back. Hi, everyone. Yes. Leetta Bryan is here, says, hello, T and T Quilters. Need to talk to Leetta as well. Dolores Felt says, hi, T and Quilters. Hi, Dolores. Tiffany is here. Tiffany's Quilting Life says, hi, T and hello, everyone. I am sewing, so may not chat as much. That's fine. Have fun, girl. That's what you're supposed to do, is get your stuff done, too. Sue is here, says, hello, all. Hope you don't let Kevin get you in trouble laughing out loud. You got that right. Lisa says, at Tom, you got that right, full moon. We coyotes howling in the yard. They have coyotes howling in the yard. Katrina says, we're getting rain and lightning in Branson, Missouri. Yes. Keep it over there. Tom must be on the other side of Missouri, too. I'm still getting notifications on my screen, so I keep forgetting to take the notifications off my recording device. Let's see. Jennifer J is here, says, hi, TNT Quilters. Hi to Jennifer as well. And I think we are about done. Let's see. Make sure I haven't missed anybody's comment. I think we're okay. So again, I'm just working on sewing these units here. They are really just half square triangles that I'm going to be making flying geese with. But because the unit is so big, it's 4-inch finish, I just wanted to go ahead and use this extra piecing to help put more color into it. And my blocks also have the same shape inside of the actual quilt top. So I thought it would just enhance what's going on in the quilt top. So I have some pieces that I've already started. I did do a little bit of sewing before I came in here, but I'm just basically going to start at the top where I'm going to be sewing 2 of these quarter square triangles together. So we're going to start there. I'm hoping that I can sew some pieces and then I can sew everything to show you what I'm doing without me having to press, because I already got some pieces pressed. But we'll see how much I get sewed today and see if I need to press more than what I have. Let's see. Darcy says 64 people are in the room, but only 25 thumbs up. She says, come on, people. Thank you, Darcy. So, and the numbers will be changing. I got 32 thumbs ups with 67 people. So thank you guys so much. And again, I'm just basically sewing right now, quarter square triangle units together. And I'm hoping that I get enough sewed in the next week, maybe, that I will be ready to actually sew some of these borders to the quilt top. If you don't know what the exploding heart quilt is, weather permitting, if it's not raining tomorrow, I'll go outside and do videotaping for my February completed projects. Now, I don't have a lot to show you guys because I have been working with Quilt Easy trying to get my long arm system, and so I've been spending time with that. This week I've spent 3 days out, so I've been in my car driving a lot, so I haven't even been home a lot. I also spent I spent yesterday morning on the phone with UPS trying to find a package, and I was on there with them for over an hour. So, I'm dealing with things that I don't get to show a lot of my time, but still being busy. So, my machine is loud because I didn't oil it. So, I'm like, we're just going to sew today. So, it's louder than norm. And I'm going to see if I can. My phone is at 100%. See if I can unplug it so I can prop it up here and maybe see some of the comments as they roll by. Tom says, what's the status of the black box on the long arm? It took UPS a week for my box to get there, and I sent it in a flat rate priority mailbox, thinking that if I paid more for postage, then maybe they would get my box there a little faster. So I mailed it last Thursday. My box arrived at the place yesterday. And because I had already talked to the CEO about it, and then you can't just send your stuff back. You have to make like a work ticket. So the CEO sent me a link for the work ticket to complete, and so I did that. And then I put that inside the box. And so because I had already talked to the CEO, when my box came in, he actually got my box. And he actually fixed the motor box for me instead of putting it into regular service line. It would probably take up to 10 days in the regular service line. And they went ahead and the CEO actually worked on my box. So my box was put back into the mail late yesterday. I don't know if it got picked up or not yet, but they told them that it would be delivered on Tuesday. So we'll see if I get it when I talk to you all on Thursday. But again, it won't be their fault because it's the United States Postal Service fault because of the delays in the mail system at this point. It's not really their fault either. It just is what it is. So I don't know who you can complain or who you can say the fault of something else in this situation is. I think everybody is a victim to a certain extent. So, it is what it is. But I'm hoping that my box does come back. I also was trying to fix a part on my Gamma onboard bobbin winder. And so I actually drove across town today. That's the other day. Today I drove across town again because I went to my guy that I use to do my sewing machine repairs. And he ended up fixing it for me, but a piece on my bobbin winder was locked, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get it to operate correctly. And it was because a piece was frozen, and I didn't know that I had an oil port on the onboard bobbin winder. So I've had that machine for 5 years, into January, I think. And I never knew I was supposed to oil that particular spot. So he straightened that out for me. The part wasn't bad. It was just locked, and once he oiled it, it unlocked itself. Also, Butler, going back to Butler, they're having a special for people who are thinking about putting computerization on a sewing machine. They are letting people try it in home free for 10 days. I think you have to put your credit card information in for them in case you don't send it back. But they let you use it for 10 days, and if you don't like it, you can send it back. And I posted that in Facebook, and somebody said that they said it would be great if it wouldn't take them days to do customer service, to answer customer service calls. So I'm going to talk to the CEO about that and see if something can be done about that. I don't know that process because I talked to him first. So I didn't go through the regular routines, but I do know that I talked to them people in the service department and the CEO at least 3 or 4 times, and we were on the phone for 2 to 3 hours each time. So, but I will talk to him about that because I think they need to at least let people know. Most of the people that have long arms are in business, whereas I'm not in business. I do have quilts I need to do, but it's not my sole business. And so I think if you can't get to people for days, that it is some kind of a problem. And I don't know if that's because of COVID or not. So I said next time I talk to him, I will ask him about that. So let's see who else has come in. Sue says rain and just started in South County. Okay, yeah, I know we were supposed to get rain on Sunday, but wasn't sure what time. So it's here now, and it might still rain tomorrow. Joy says it's been very lightly raining all day today in Connecticut. And Tom says that is great news on the quick turnaround for services from the CEO. Yes, and when I spend a lot of money, I guess I'm just one of those people that I investigate completely, and so I don't just look at something one time and go, okay, I'm gonna just spend this and be done with it. No, I want to talk to this person who's running the machine. I want to talk to the people that are in the office. I want to know how certain things work. And so I tend to ask all those questions. And if you're interested in buying a system, maybe that should be your questions to somebody of importance is, if I need service, how long does it take to get service, and how do I receive that service? I had already talked to people, so I felt like if I had the contact with the CEO, now as long as he's there, I'm okay. If he retires or move on, then I'm going to have to get a great rapport with somebody else. But it's always great to just know who you're spending your money with. That's one thing that I will recommend. If you want to try it for free, if I was trying it, I would make sure that I contact technical service. I would make sure that all of my questions were answered. Darcy says, I have blocks for a few different quilts done, so I spent a few days designing them on my son's ping pong table. Sometimes I like to change the pattern if you can. That's cool. Like switching stuff around too, just to make yours different from, especially if you're doing like a block of the month or sew along where everybody's is going to look the same. That's nice. Vanessa Brown's here says, hi T. And Teaquilts, so glad you got my blocks last week. Yes, I think I showed them on Wednesday, or I don't know whose I showed, but I know I showed some blocks on Wednesday. I did get one more set of blocks in the mail yesterday. I can't remember the name on them, but I just decided to wait until Wednesday to show those, so I wasn't just showing one set of blocks. So we'll wait on that. And of course, I haven't opened the package, but I picked it up yesterday. I also received my quilt back from Kevin. He picked out all of the bad quilting that was in my quilt top. So that was really nice of him. He's a great friend. That was really sweet. He's trying to get me out of my unstuck mode. So when my box comes back, I'm hoping that I can I'll probably put on a practice piece again because I don't want to take out any more stitches. I want to make sure everything is working right. And also, Butler has come out with an upgrade already. On the original upgrade system, they have, what is it? One font, and now I think they said they added 5, or they got a total of 5. I think he said they added 5 different fonts. So I had used the font when I did my select your dream quilt. I used the font on there, and I really like that font. It's really pretty and big. So I'm interested in seeing, once I get my system back, I want to do the upgrade so I can see what the information is. So it's going to be cute. So Joyce Hernandez is here saying hi, T, and everyone. Hi, Joyce. And Elwin McGaw says, good evening, everyone. T, I'm so relieved that your long-run part was not lost. The Postal Service is not what it used to be, even when you pay for extra services. I think the only way that you're going to know where your package is if you pay for registered mail. And registered mail is very expensive, and I'm just not willing to do that. So, it's a lot, and I don't know how they shipped it back to me, so I need to look at that so I can know which carrier is bringing it to my home. So, but the Postal Service been fine before 2020. So they've delivered mail in all kinds of snow and in situations where I felt like they shouldn't have delivered mail. So this is something that's new in 2020. And they were doing great in the first part of the year because I used the postal system a lot, mailing those wood tools that I was ordering from the company as well as selling to you guys. So I didn't have any problems all year until late September, early October. So we'll see if they can put this back together, because if they can't fix something that they broke this fast, it's going to be kind of scary. But I hope they can get it back together. It says check my network connection. I'm hoping I'm still alive. It says I'm recording. Okay, great. I'm live, but I just lost it on my phone. Okay, great. It just takes a minute for me to get the communication back from you guys. Now, I just cut this phone on, so I may have to end up rebooting again. This is crazy. Restart. Because it's not pulling up. So, so I've been dealing with that kind of stuff. I also started pulling out my tax information. I haven't started working with it yet, but I need to get that done as well. So you won't see a whole lot of progress from me, but I'm working on stuff. It's just not being shown, and it's stuff that I really don't want to do because it's just issues. Issues and concerns. See if it works this time. All right, so let me go back and see what's the last one that I read. I remember Joyce and Elwin. And, oh, Lisa saying anxious to see the block she received this week. It'll be on Wednesday. Diane says, Ray, are you keeping an eye on the chat? I'm sewing and checking once in a few minutes. My brother probably chilling too, girl. That is funny. Teresa Davison is here. She says, hi, T and everyone. The Santa Ana winds are blowing today in SoCal. Hopefully no fires. Yes, no fires. Tom says, I did order, hold on, an AccuQuilt cutter with your affiliate link. I may need to start paying you some child support on your dies. You're right. Everybody gonna be using my dies, right? That is funny. Mm. Cue Diane Warwick. That's what friends are for. Yes. That's one of my favorite songs. And I like Dionne Warwick's her older music. I love that. I grew up with that. I was the only one in my family that liked that album. I played that album all the time. Tom says, absolutely. I'm being nosy. What two machines do you have? And do you use them for certain things? I have a whole lot of machines. And I do need to upgrade. I'm going to take my old sewing machine video because it's just too much to pull out all the machines that I have. And what I'm going to do is just add the new ones on. The machines you see here, this is a Baby Lock Elissimo. It's the original Elissimo. And I'm one of those quilters that before I had my long arm, I kept 3 machines set up. This one has always been set up for machine embroidery. So anytime I need to do some embroidery, I don't have to worry about finding my embroidery unit, putting on the hopper foot, things like that. It's already set up, ready to go. I have my embroidery needles in it. I got a section that I keep for embroidery supply, so all of that stuff's kept together. So this is my embroidery machine. The front machine is always my piecing machine. And this one is the Bernina 770. I just bought it used from a friend last September. And before that, I was piecing on my Baby Lock Elagio. And that was an old machine. I've had my machines for a long time. It is also an embroidery machine. It just takes a floppy disk drive in order to get your files to the machine. And I do have an external floppy disk drive that I can use to get with USB insert into the computer. So I'm still able to machine embroider with that. I also have a Singer XL1000, and this is before I got the long arm, and it was the one that I set up to do free motion quilting because I like the way that I could do quilting on it. So it was always set up with my open toe foot so that I could see what I was doing. So I'm one of those quilters that I set my machines up for what I do with them, and then that way I don't have to worry about finding stuff or setting up stuff so that I can do some work. It's already set up for me. Things are ready to go. And I tend to pick like the best feature of a machine. Now, that was the exception with this Bernina 770 because I do want to do some machine embroidery on it. But I haven't yet. I've only done like a label and some test pieces on here. Sometimes when I'm doing projects or things where I need 30, 40, 50 of things, if a project has a part 1 and a part 2, I'll do them in, different machines. I'll set up part 1 over here and do part 2 over here. Or I may run 2 machines at one time because I need to get a large quantity of something done. So I do always like to have 2 embroidery machines. That's just how I operate. And that's why one is this way and one is this way, because I can just swing my chair and go from one to the other. So those are the 2 machines you see. Now that I've got the long arm, I quilt everything on my long arm, even if it's a 8x10. So I don't have my Singer set up anymore. And also the Singer XL1000, it doesn't work with Windows 10 software. And there is some way you can get around it, but I haven't figured out how to do that. As far as setting up a different way for your system to boot up so that it can go back into the old mode and you can run it, but I haven't figured that out. So I don't use the Singer XL 1000 embroidery anymore. Let's see. They should automatically upgrade your system after all the trouble you have had with it. I did not send my tablet back. The tablet is where you upgrade, and then the tablet software goes into the actual motor box. And so I did not send that back. So I have to do the upgrade. And actually, I don't even know if the upgrade is going to be out for current users, because they kind of sent it out. I'm one of their people that test their upgrades. I forget what you call them, but I'm one of those people. So I get the upgrades earlier before they actually get rolled out. I like test it and make sure see if it's going to crash your machines or anything. And this upgrade came out right. That's when I started talking with the CEO, because he was calling me about testing out the software, and I was telling him that my machine wasn't running. And he said, "Why hadn't you called me?" I said, "Because I haven't been getting around to it. I've been busy with other stuff. I was waiting until February, but he had called me the end of January. So we're getting it worked out. Hopefully everything will be okay. We'll see when the box come back. And I just like to keep people up to date. And even if it's still not working, it'll just have to go back. Things can be a process. And either way, I'm definitely sure I'm going to be up and running with software for sure by June. I have like this patience line. And my patience line has been drawn into the month of June. So I have not even been worried about it. My machine stopped working. It just crashed in December, and it was before Christmas, and I didn't want to be bothered with it. And so January I was off, and I didn't want to be bothered with it. And then he's the one that's got me motivated to get it back running, because it wasn't on my agenda as a high priority. The CEO and Kevin are the two people that are interested in me getting my machine up and running. So that's pretty funny, because it wasn't my priority. Roberta is here saying hi, TNT Quilters. Hi, Roberta. Terry T is here saying hi, hello to everyone. Hello, hello. She's got a wave. Let's see. Teresa says registered mail is kind of iffy nowadays. See, I wasn't buying it. They was trying to tell me that at the post office. I'm like, if you all are not scanning anything, what's the point of getting registered mail, because you all are not scanning? So I'm not paying for that. But Teresa says registered mail is kind of iffy nowadays. Remo sent me a box that was to be signed for. It was delivered to the wrong address twice. Ain't that something? The woman said she was me and refused to sign, citing COVID. Ain't that something? It's too much. It's too much. Gosh. Cool Guest says the Postmaster General had one of Baltimore's sorting machines apart. So this is the reason my mail is so slow. The post office in Baltimore received our county's mail and sorts it, and it comes back. And that's been part of the problem, is that they had taken out the sorters for post mail. And so they're trying to get them back, but some of them were put outside because they needed the space for the mail that wasn't sorted, because they got backlogged when they took the machines out. And so some of them have been out in the weather, in the snow and the rain. So you know what that means. Some of them are broke. So Joan Elkin says, hi everyone. Having storms here tonight. May get kicked off. Lightning makes me and the fur babies nervous. Yes. I'm okay with lightning when I'm in my house, but I do not like driving in lightning. That's the one thing I don't like. So I just basically have sewn 2 quarters together for those that are coming in. And now I'm going to put a white half square triangle on the other side, so I can make half square triangles with extra piecing. I want extra fabric pieces. And I'm actually going to be making those into flying geese units. That's what I'm putting on my border. So I don't know if the post offices have enough people working. When I went to ours to mail the blocks, there was a big sign saying that they were hiring. And there was something in the news recently about them laying off the holiday workers because of some technicality with the union that they can't hire seasonal workers. And then once you've been a seasonal worker, like they can't hire you on full time. It's kind of weird. And the people when they were doing the interview, the people doing the interview didn't understand what was going on. But the person at the post office was sitting there, being consistent with, that's what the rules were and that's what they have to follow. So they laid people off even though they were needing to hire people, but they couldn't hire those people. So if you want to stay at the post office and you think, oh, I'll go on as seasonal, maybe they'll keep me, don't do it. Get a regular job. Let's see. Maddie Barnum is here, says hi T and everyone. Hi Maddie, welcome. And Ellen's here, she's saying hi to everybody as they come in. She's so sweet. Kathleen Champ says hello T and Quill family. And yeah, I don't even know. I know I think it's Lisa. Girl, I never received your mail either. I think we're gonna have to do something else. But I never received that in the mail either. So I'm missing like 2 things actually 3, because Maria had mailed some postcards that was supposed to go to Pamela and Shari, and I never got those. So I'm missing 3 things like in the last, like since December, I guess. I'm looking for 3 things, but my mail situation is kind of messed up right now. Mary is here saying hi folks from Windy, Topeka. Joanne Parker is here saying hi T and everyone. How are you all doing? I was watching the Sam Cooke story on Prime Video and lost track of time. I have Prime and I love some of their Prime Video stuff. I need to go back over and watch some stuff. A lot of my shows got interrupted with COVID and I haven't seen any updates on them. But one of my favorites on Prime Time is Sneaky Pete. Mary talking about she had to watch KU win. It is so rare. Diane says, T, you can write off Kevin the quilter. He uses your AccuQuilt dyes and you drive everywhere with him. Tax break. She's laughing. No, he's old enough to have his own bills. He makes too much. I can't write him off because of his salary, girl. He make more than them, whatever, what is it? It's not even a whole lot you got to make to not qualify, like 14,000 or something. It's a small amount, unless you a student in your parents' home under the age of 24 or something, you know. $80 watching, only 7 thumbs up. Nope, we got more than 7 thumbs up, I'm sure. I see 52 thumbs ups. It's not showing up right for you, Darcy. Joanne says, I like that, Diane 57. Joyce Hernandez says, doing good. Thank you, Mary. And Kevin asking Diane, do we need to put her in the corner? That is funny. Yeah, had some ladies visiting from Ohio that used to live in St. Louis yesterday. So we went out to lunch, and then I took them to one of the quilt stores. I wasn't going to do a whole shop hop with them. They were kind of tired because they were the ones that I told you were from Ohio that went to Texas to get away from the snow in Ohio and went down to Texas and had all the extra stuff. Although the Airbnb that they stayed in did have a generator, so they didn't have any issues. But it was just not the 3 weeks that they were planning. They were in Texas for 3 weeks, and so now they're working their way back to Ohio. They stayed in Branson for a few days, Branson, Missouri, and then they also moved to a part of Illinois. So I drove over to meet them, and they're going to stay there for a few days. And she has family in this area, so that's why they were stopping. But I thought that I would see her. She actually came to my first Teaquilts retreat as well. So, and she used to be in my big quilt guild. So most definitely had to go meet her and her sister. So, and her sister used to come to our quilt guild retreat. She wasn't a member of our guild because she lived in Ohio, but she would come to St. Louis to go to our quilt retreat. So that was pretty cool. Janet Mackerel says, good evening, tea and quilters. Hey, Janet, welcome. Stephanie says, I went out of chat and thumbs up. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Deborah says, it's pouring down rain on the south side of town. See, I can't hear it. I can hear rain in my bedroom because I have awnings, metal awnings on some of my windows. And so, but I can't hear it on the back. Sometimes I can hear the rain, but I don't hear it right now. Tiffany says, hello, everyone. I am sewing and not completely paying attention to the chat. Keep working, girl. It's okay. You're supposed to be sewing something, not just watching me. But if you are just watching, then just chill. Because sometimes that's my chill time. Sometimes when I watch a YouTube video, I just decide I'm going to just prop my little feet up. I've been busy. I'm tired. And this is my relaxation. So that's okay too. Lisa says, we'll call my bank and also post office at T. Okay. Because I don't know what happened. And that's been over a month now that I've been waiting. I've been patiently waiting, but it hasn't showed up either. Need more squares, more half squares rather. Joanne says, I am still getting Christmas cards, and that's how backed up our postal system is here in Maryland. And I did receive one Christmas card late. I actually did receive a Christmas card late. And that's why I keep hoping that whatever is lost in the mail, eventually it will show up, because it's just, you know, when you are behind and then more stuff coming in, I just keep thinking that the stuff on top keeps covering the stuff that's already there until somebody completely clear a spot. So but that's why it's best to, if you're sending packages, anything, don't send it just regular parcel mail. At least send it priority mail so you can get insurance on it, because the blocks that are missing, they are not even concerned because they're not priority mail. When they have to start paying money out, then they start finding stuff. They got to pay that money, then they don't want to do that. Diane says, you're safe in your car. It's grounded by the tires. I hear what you're saying, but my windows, I'm talking about lightning flashing in my face. I don't like it, and it makes me uncomfortable, and I don't like driving in lightning. It can rain all it want to. Just no lightning. Kathleen says, Sheila says, that really do not make sense. Those part-time people are already trained. Yep, I know it doesn't. And even when I saw the video, it didn't make sense to me. The news reporter who was doing it didn't make sense to them. But the person at the post office was saying that it was in the union contract. And that the people, when they get hired, they sign that they understand that. But it doesn't make any sense. Cheryl says, good evening, T and everyone. Hope all is well. That's Cheryl Bean. Let's see. I'm seeing that you open your seams and not pinning. Laughing out loud. What are you doing? Keep the fabrics from shifting? I open my seams because they're half square triangles that are going to be coming together in the seams, and I'm trying to split the thickness so that it's not all to one side. So when I start machine quilting, my machine won't hit it and bounce back off of it. So that's I always press my half square triangles. I press all my seams open, even on the little bitty ones. I press all of them open. That's just how I like mine. You don't have to. If you're going to put a half square triangle to a square, then I wouldn't press it open. But if I'm going to put a half square triangle to another half square triangle, then I press my seams open. I'm just reducing bulk. It does take more time, I will admit. Okay, so I got all of this stack of quarter squares done. So I'm just going to go to the next step, which is sew some into flying geese. But I'm not going to do these because I don't want to press right now. If I have to press, I'll come back to these. So let's see. I got this stack here. I'll have a whole lot. I think it's just 10 of them. But basically, I'm making flying geese that are going to look like this. And then also making flying geese that are going to look like that. So flying geese both ways. So this is why I pieced these sections, so that when they came together, it would be more fabrics aligning than if I just had two pieces of fabric. I just wanted a lot more fabric, and this block is in my quilt top, so I just wanted to be consistent in my border with what I had done in my quilt top. Ellen says, good night, everyone. Good night, Ellen. See you next time. Lizette Zaya says, hi, T and friends with wavy. Hello and welcome. Judy Smith is saying, good night, all. Good night, Judy. Are you not worried? Somebody asked me, are you asking me, are you not worried about COVID? Yes. I am worried about COVID. Those two ladies have major health issues that if they got COVID, they wouldn't survive. So I know that they don't have COVID. They also got tested, and they basically just went to get away from the weather. So they just stayed to themselves other than just buying gas. And of course, they wear masks and do everything that they do. And they have their vaccines already. So if that's what you're asking me, but yes, I am concerned about getting or not getting COVID, okay? So I don't know what that's in reference to, but yes. When I go out, I always wear a mask. When I get back in my car, I always sanitize. I also have wipes in case I need them. When I go to the post office, if you have a P.O. box, I don't know if you all realize it, but they never clean your post office box. And so I have my own wipes in my car. I clean my own post office box. I clean the outside. And then I also clean some of the boxes that are around mine in case my door might touch somebody else's box. So, yes, very concerned about COVID. Very. And I'm one of the, I just want to do 5 each way because I think I only got enough to do 10 right here. So I just want to sew what I got pressed already. That's 3. And I'm not pinning because I'm lining these up and then I'm holding them with my hand because they're small. So I don't even have to worry about them shifting. So that's why I'm not pinning anything. Darcy is asking, Diane, how many people do you have live? I got 85, 86. 85 on my phone, 86 up at the top. And that's probably because it's counting me up there, but not counting me down here. That's probably why mine's is different. Hope everyone is staying warm and well from Tiffany. Vicky says, I'm going to go. I feel like crap. Well, I hope you feel better, Vicky, and sleep tight. Jackie says, T, are you going to extend the swap deadline because of the missing blocks? No, I haven't decided yet. That's still a month away, so I'm hoping that her blocks will show up. But it's been since February 2nd, and we haven't heard anything about her blocks. So I have no intentions at this time. I have not thought about that though, so I have no idea. Lynette Williams says, hey everybody. Joanne Parker saying good night to Vicky. Speaking of lightning, I lay out in my pool on my floaty or on the Tampa-Marine in the summer when there is monsoon and lightning storms. Okay, so I know I'm crazy. Yes, you are. That's Tiffany. That's 5. I think I messed up and I got 6, I think. So I want to make 5 the other way. What difference does it make? I'll just make them all one way. We'll make all the other ones the other way. I was trying to show you all both ways, but I have them already done over there, so we'll just keep it consistent. I'm working on my left and right borders at this point. So just trying to make sure I don't sew the same fabrics together. That's the only thing that I'm being concerned with. And I only use like pink, purples, and reds in this quilt top, so I don't have a lot of variety in color anyway. I think all the extra cold weather has backlogged the mail. It took, you know, Quilting a Day normally ships your orders out pretty fast, but I ordered something on Monday and they didn't ship it until Friday. So mail's just messed up everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna bring this over because we're ready to do this one now. I keep trying to sew without pressing, and I'm making a whole stack of stuff I need to press. And I'll take that one off later. Let's see if I can get caught up with some of the reading here. Tiffany, welcome everyone joining. Don't forget to give Tia a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Would appreciate it. Tiffany is also saying, don't forget if you use Facebook, you can join Teaquilts group, and she's giving you the Facebook link down there. So thank you, Tiffany, so much. Appreciate that. And Mary's telling Tiffany she's testing fate out there playing with lightning. You got that right. Darcy says, half square triangles don't like me. Mine are always a bit off. I am with you, Darcy, on half square triangles. That's from Stephanie. Ray says, it stopped raining on the south side of St. Louis. That's good. That's a great tip for opening seams from Stephanie. Joyce says, good night. I'm very tired. Wish I could stay awake. Good night. Joyce, that was 7 minutes ago, so I'm 7 minutes behind the chat. I got my shot yesterday. Had a sore arm this morning, but that's been all I had. That's great. And that's just kind of like with the flu shot, I guess. It makes sense if they are bypassing union workers for cheaper part-timers. Can we see your quilt top tee? It's not in here. It's actually in my long arm room, so it's not in here. But I will show it. I'll do a video tomorrow if I can get, if we don't have rain, I'll go out and videotape that one. It was something else. Oh, I wanted to show you all the completed Bear Paws quilt that I did with my fossil fern fabrics. And I got some smaller little projects that I'm working on, and I'll show you what I got with the border when I get some of it sewed. So, but I'll show it to you. I'm gonna take my night meds. I will be right back. I ordered some small bottles of hand sanitizer and they sent me twice as many. So I have a few extra ones. So I gave some to people when I'm checking out at the store. That's nice. That's from Darcy. A lot of people have been saying that their orders have been double, but that hasn't happened to me yet anywhere, and I order from a lot of places. Jill Thomas came in, says, hi, T and everyone. Hi, Jill. Welcome. Lisa says, if the good Lord wants to take me out, there isn't anything I can do about it. Got my vaccines and still taking precautions, and I've a life that wasn't meant for me to hide out. Yes. And you can do what you need to do on your behalf, but a lot of people who got COVID were doing what they were supposed to do and still got COVID. So I just think some people just are more susceptible to getting things than others faster. So Deborah says priority mail is not priority anymore. You got that right. It's just regular mail. But the reason why I do priority mail is because I just go ahead and pay those extra few dollars that they will at least make sure that that package gets delivered, because if they don't, they at least got to pay you $50, and you can also add more insurance on your package if you want more money if your package is lost. So I've been sending out most things as priority mail recently since I'm having issues with receiving stuff. So when you all blocks goes back, they all will be going out priority mail with at least the $50 insurance on it. So that's why I'm going to be shipping priority. It makes it so that if they don't want to pay that money, they'll find your package. Lynette Williams come in. Oh, let me go back. Aledra Carey came in and says, hi, T and everyone. And then We got Lynette says, who's bypassing union workers for part-time? I'm late. That's the post office. They're a seasonal employee, so they can't be hired because they were hired out of union. Darcy says, last Saturday night when I got a little bit off, I accidentally took my meds too soon and my vision got a little bit off. I forgot about that. You were so funny. You were typing all kinds of stuff, girl. Oh my goodness, that was funny. June says, night all, can't stay awake. Good night, June. See ya. Jill says, I was shipped a double order of batting. I'm definitely not complaining. You got that right. Now, you talk about something you can use. That's not like toothpaste or something like that where you be forever getting through it. But batting, heck yeah. Send me a double order of batting. My screen has disappeared again, guys. Let me come out of here and refresh my screen. I'm wondering if we are having some rain outside or something going on, maybe some winds, because I'm having issues. But only on my phone. My iPad is recording and it's on the same home network, so it's just weird. And it's spooling again, so I'm gonna have to reboot again. Sorry, guys. Restart and restart. All right, so this is what I have right here. So I'm going to be sewing these together now. And I just want to make sure that I'm not connecting any of the same fabrics because I just want to spread my fabrics out. I just don't want the same fabrics touching each other. Now this could be the time that I would use a pen. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do it without for the first one. See what I come up with. I still got my hand holding it on the knot here. Okay, line up this corner. It wasn't too bad. Put this in the press pile. And then I'll put this one on and look at the first one. So line up this corner with that. And now the next one. So right now I'm working on my left and right borders interchangeably. So let's see what I got here. Yep, looks pretty good. When I press that out, that seam will flatten out right here. When I press that out. So that's what I'm doing right there. Yep, as soon as it's pressed open, that'll be nice and flat. So we don't have to use pins. I'll use pins when I have to. If I was teaching you guys, I would use pins for my beginners. Okay. Uh-oh, I got the same fabric. This is Diane's fault. She likes to see me rip. I'm going to go ahead and take this out because I don't want to come back to it later. I want it out the way. See how this purple fabric and this purple fabric is the same. And that's the thing that I do on live is that I don't pay attention to the details when I'm live. But if I'm sewing by myself, I'm not trying to entertain somebody, pay attention to my devices working, and reading comments. And so I do stuff like this when I'm live because I hardly ever use my seam rippers otherwise. But Diane loves to see me use my ripper. And I don't have my phone back on yet, so I can't see your comments. I was almost caught up to all the comments too, and my phone died. I was only 2 minutes behind. Last little part here. I always put this thing up. Don't want to get stuck. Let me cut this phone on. It should be ready to reboot now. And hopefully my internet's working. Okay. Okay, let's see. I got to scroll back a little bit. Let's see. I saw June leave. Tiffany says you have some static at T. Do I still have static? And like I said, it could be the line too. Did I have static before? Lynette says, wow. Darcy is asking, I think she's saying wow when I held up the block. Eric is gone again tonight. Yes, I haven't heard from Eric in a while. I'm going to have to check on him. Damali says, this is my first time sewing curves. Been sewing since 9 a.m. Break for meals. Have sewn and pressed 25 so far. Trying to finish 30 tonight. Wish me luck. Phyllis showed hers. It was so pretty. So I'm interested in seeing how yours look. You've got more the darker tones with purple, greens, and blacks. And hers were like a mix of the brights that I would normally use. So I'm interested in seeing yours. I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but if not, send me a photo when you get your blocks done, Damali. Bonita Nancy's here. Hi, Bonita. She says, hey, everyone. I lost track of time catching up on my missed shows. Yes. And Jill's trying to urge her on, says 5 more sounds doable. Yes. Laughing out loud, Diane says, we were trying to figure out what on earth you were trying to say. So I guess it was messed up. My static. It must have been my line got messed up. At the very end, I made my husband come in here and say bye to you all. She's talking about Darcy last week. At the very end, I made my husband come in here and say bye to you all. So that was him at the end. Okay. You got this, Damali. That's only 5. I mean, she's saying Damali. Yeah, you don't get that. That's only 5 more. Betty Harris says, love the quilt. Thank you so much. It's going to be the border for a quilt top that I'm making. And I'll show you all the quilt. I'll try to go out tomorrow and record my February work, which I haven't done a whole lot. I have no completions, but I'll show you all what I have. And I showed the Bear Paws quilt on Facebook, but I didn't show you the other corner because the corner has a little extra to it as well. So, but thank you, Betty. Jill says no more static. Thank you, Jill, for answering. Appreciate that. I don't have static from Darlene. Diane still laughing at Darcy. Said I was worried about you had passed out on the floor. Cheryl says you're loud and clear here, T. Thank you so much. Tiffany says I got a gift from Eric in short chats with him yesterday. He seems busy. Yes, and that's what I said. Eric, job, and this is tax season again. Not that he does public taxes, but he has to do stuff for corporate taxes every quarter. So he could be working on the stuff that was due for December. You never know with Eric. He's a pretty busy guy. Okay. Oh, this one I don't want to sew to that. We want to switch that out. We don't want to sew the same thing together. And we want to pay attention this time. And that one's kind of a darker, same color purple. So we'll get something else. So that's what I got to do now, is pay attention to what I'm sewing, not how I'm sewing. Okay, where's my string? It's all up there. Let me get this started. Clip this string. Okay. Diane says it comes and goes, the static. Okay. And it could be when I move. Maybe my shirt is moving. But I'll check that as well. Let's see. My screen just jumped for some reason. Diane's laughing at me ripping. I knew she would. Damali says, thank y'all. I'll say to myself, finish is better than perfect, and keep it simple, sister. Her picture is beautiful. Yes, I got the darker ones. Beautiful. Yes. And I want to see it because I just want to see it made up, because I haven't seen it in a while. I made one that was all blues and greens, I think, and then people were asking me for kits, and so I just started cutting whatever batiks I had, and most of those batiks were in the one that Damali had, and then they sold out. I think I only had the one batik, Drunkard's Path, and 2 more people wanted them, so I ended up making them kits, and I just used whatever batiks I had. So Phyllis was trying to get me to send her more Drunkard's Path, but I don't know if I even got all the same fabrics, because I wasn't keeping track. All I was keeping track is if I had enough to cut it. So I have to see if I can help her or not. Mary says she's been worried about Kevin. MA Contour Crafting says, hi, I'm Mac. I'm new here. What are we doing? I'm sewing borders for, I'm sewing pieces. So I started making these blocks like this, and I'm putting them together to make a border with these blocks. And I don't have this pressed yet, so it's not really going to lay flat for me. And when they get put together, it'll look like that. So this is the border that I'm making for my quilt top, and I'm working on the left border currently. I have my left, my right, and then my top and bottom, and then I also have some corner units that I'll be working on. So my main goal is not to put the same fabrics touching each other. So I'm just trying to make sure that I make sure when I'm sewing these 2 pieces together that nothing is matching. No light fabrics. Also, welcome to the channel. Hope you subscribed. Hit the notification bell. I'm also live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. where I just do a live chat, no sewing. People are saying welcome to Mac. We have a great community here as well. Tiffany says, don't forget to join Teaquilts on Facebook. Thank you. She's also giving you the link, and share your projects with the group. Thank you. Fun chat on Saturday, where there's also a Wednesday chat at 7. Give T a thumbs up and subscribe. That's from Dorsey to Mac. Thank you. I'll join now. Thank you, Tiffany. That's really sweet. Well, thank you. And don't forget to subscribe and a like. Give a thumbs up. Yes. Teresa says it's 8 p.m. here, and the mailman just came. Ain't that something? I'm retired United States Postal Service, and I am really sad to see the post office being dismantled. what they replace it with won't be cheaper or better, and that's the main thing. If you think you're gonna be mailing a letter for less than $1, just hang around. Nice. I really like that border. You're welcome. Thank you so much for looking at it. Claudette Bettis is here. Hey, Claudette. She says hi to you and everyone. Teresa, I thought our airman ran late, but that's ridiculous. Yeah, I can't believe that they're out at 8 o'clock at night delivering mail. And they're probably, I don't know if they're back to getting overtime or not. So, just strange. I did see my postal people on my street today, around 11 or so, I guess, and I didn't get any mail, so, but I at least saw them, so I know they ran. Joan Elkin says, I agree, Teresa. I'm a retired postal worker also and hate to see what is happening. The postmaster should have been hired from the ranks as always, but this guy had no idea what's going on. But hopefully they'll get it together, because if they don't get this together soon, it's gonna crash and burn at this point. Diane says, I'm getting hubby's quote of honor. I'm putting hubby's quote of honor together. That's nice. She said she was working on one for him. So what time is it? So we've been on here an hour, 15 minutes or so. So I'm about where I wanted to be. I've got everything that I was intending to sewn. I just got a whole stack of stuff to be pressed. And I'm still just working on the left and right borders at this point. So we'll come back next week where I'll be working on the top and bottom borders. But I'm hoping that since I now know I don't have enough material in this white background to float my quilt top, I'll just go ahead and find another tone on tone white. And maybe I'll go ahead and add that as well before next week so I can start putting the left and right border on the quilt. And it worked out at the end. Because I sure didn't pre-plan it, which I would have done if I wasn't on live. I would have thought about it. Okay, and Max says that I just asked to join on Facebook, and I'll take care of all of that when I get off of this live. All right, so I've got all of these sewn. Everything that I wanted to get sewn tonight that I prepped has been sewn. And so what I can do is start just piecing some of my pieces for the top and bottom, because what I have now is a lot of pressing to do, and I don't want to press in front of you guys, but basically I'm going to be taking these and just adding them right next to each other and making this zigzag border. So I need 10 of these for my left side and 10 of these for my right. So this is my left, and I'm trying to keep all of my pieces together because I want to make sure that my fabric pieces are scattered throughout my pieces and not all of one fabric is landing in one border. So I'm trying to keep them separate that way. But I can go ahead and piece more of these and just make a separate pile if I need to. Put that right there. I want to get off my last one for sure, so I can put it into the pile. And then I want to press these seams before I start sewing them together. Okay, so that's another stack of stuff ready to be earned. Let's see what's going on. I think you all are up. I'm up on my reading. Darlene says at Mac, this is a great group. Thank you, Darlene. That's really nice. Mac says, I'm new quilter. I'm just looking for my people. That's nice. Janet says, I'm so ready for spring, so I started me a tulip quilt yesterday. That's really cool. I love floral quilts. Ellie Scrapper is here. Hello, how are you? She says, evening tea and all. Sorry I am late. No problem. You get here when you can. Terry also saying this is a great group, Mac. This is going to be an awesome border tee. Thank you, Tiffany. Jackie says, this is Jan. That's it, Janet. Sow your new garden. Yes. Lisa says, never too late, Ellie. Good to see you. Lynette says, what fabric do you like the best? Batiks, etc., whatever. I don't know if I would say that batiks are my favorite fabric, and that's because sometimes they can be too stiff when you're wanting something to have a little bit of give to it. Do I love batiks? Yes, I love batiks. I love all fabrics. My favorite fabric is the fossil. Well, it was one of my favorite lines is the Fossil Fern by Benartex, and that's because it was they had a line of fabric came out called Marble by Patrick Luce or Lose. I don't know how he pronounced his last name. And that was the only tone on tone other than a plain solid. And then came Fossil Ferns. And so I started being a collector of Fossil Ferns. So I love Fossil Ferns, but I use them as the focus fabric in a quilt instead of the background. Do I have any favorite fabric other than that? It's just a great background. I like Stonehenge fabrics. I like, again, more background type fabrics. And I guess I would say that because I'm a scrappy quilter and I tend to use all fabrics. And so I'm always looking for things that I can have some texture in the background. And then I can put all other fabrics with it, no matter what the color is. So I'll pick an appropriate color background and I can use all my scraps with it. Even if I'm doing a color quilt, I can still pull, say, greens and blues, and I can still find a textured background that I can use with that. So I guess I'm a texture person, background person, because I'm using scraps. So I'm a scrap lover. I love all fabrics. I like the higher quality fabrics better than the cheaper fabrics, but if that's all I have, I'll use it as well if I have to. I just try not to get anything that's thin or I can see through. I don't like certain feels on fabrics, and so I try to avoid those as well. So, but most of my fabrics come from the quilt shop. Otherwise, I'm real selective in what I buy when I go to Joann's. I also shop at Ace, R&R every now and then. I haven't been there in a couple, Kevin made me go last year, and I hadn't been before then in a couple of years. So it's been about a year now since I've been to R&Ra's, and I am selective about what I buy there. What else? Marshall's Dry Goods, I bought fabric from them, and I'm kind of selective about that. I bought some stuff online, sight unseen, and it's better to always shop them in person so you can touch and feel it, because I do have some stuff that's kind of questionable, but I'm using it anyway. I got like some backing material that's like the cheaper backings, and if you're paying cheaper for backings, that's probably a reason why you're paying cheaper for backing fabric. It's not the same high quality as some other fabric you would buy. So, but they do have name brand lines that I like to buy from as well. And I like buying batting and stuff from them. So it just depends. I like all fabrics though. I got to sneeze so bad. My sinuses are acting up. It's time for me to take my medicine, and this show is letting me know. Diane says, then they will get the truckers union after the government because they keep the packages moving. So yeah, it's always going to be something else, isn't it? Mac, we are all new here one time, It's great to have people like T and others teaching and helping us. I'm a batik freak. That's from Terry. Damali says, yippee, done stitching, must press. Thanks for your cheers. I will start again Monday. Yes. Stephanie says, I'm sorry if I missed it, but did you use AccuQuilt to cut out your triangles? Love what I'm seeing so far. Yes, I did. Anytime that I made my entire quilt top using the AccuQuilt system, so these border blocks are the same size as the blocks that's inside of my heart quilt. And so, yes, I did use the AccuQuilt system to cut the entire thing. I'll talk about it more in my video, but these pieces were cut with that. Jill Thomas says, I love batiks as well. Yes. And it's some people have given me some of their stash because they have stopped using regular cottons and are solely using only batiks. But I think there has been a couple of times where batiks weren't my friend. They were so stiff, it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. So it just depends on what I'm doing. But I mix batiks in with regular quilts, and I do make just batik quilts only as well. So I do use them. It just depends. They are beautiful fabrics. I love them. Diane says, oh, that's cute, T. Thank you, Diane. Darcy says, I found a video on how they make batiks. It was so cool. Yes, I watched that, and I think at one point I had referred it to the group in Teaquilts, but it's been years ago. It keeps resurfacing. Excuse me. My sinuses are acting up. Ugh, that one almost made me cry. I think I am gonna cry. I'm about to use my shirt. Wait a minute. Boy, it's amazing how your body knows when you need medicine and how my voice has all of a sudden changed. Oh my goodness. Woo, sorry about that, guys. Nancy Gus says hi to everyone. Hi, Nancy. Welcome to the channel. Elwin says, T, when the time allows, what are your next 2 dream projects on the horizon? I want to do double wedding ring quilt. You know how I have a whole pack of Kleenex here, but these are, I want to make some Kleenex holders and make those gifts. And so I don't want to use that, but I thought I had one open and I can't find it. So I'm over here using my shirt. I want to do that, and I also want, sinuses are no jokes. Ugh. Let's see. Double wedding ring quilt is one that I want to do. I have been avoiding it because of all the piecing mostly is curved piecing. But, you know, I'm not getting any younger. I've been wanting to do it for at least 10 years. So I got to start on it. So I have started cutting some pieces. I'm not sure if I want to add more fabric to it. So I kind of just been waiting on it. So I haven't started sewing and just mostly have cut pieces. So I'm trying to determine how much fabric will I need and how much, like how far will the fabric stretch. I pulled out about maybe 30 or so fat quarters, and I just cut like one strip, trying to cut one strip to see how much fabric I can get out of it. Of all the fabrics, I cut one strip. And so now I need to plan and see how big do I want it. That's the thing, how to measure this thing, because you got to make some in order to measure it so you can know where the repeat will start. It's not like a regular quilt block where all your quilt blocks are 12 inches. So I'm trying to figure that kind of stuff out to see how much fabric I need. Because I definitely don't want to get to the bottom if I'm using a select grouping of fabric and then don't have enough fabric. I need to know early if I need to add more fabric in. Other quilt top I want to do is the Millefori quilt. I've started doing it by hand. That's the paper piecing that's normally done by the whip stitch of hand. However, I've started by hand and I found that I don't like it. I think when I get through with the parts that I've already glued and prepped for handwork, that I'm going to try to see if I can just sew them on my machine with set-in seams. I think I prefer to sew set-in seams than to sew hand stitching. I'm not feeling it. So I've had this project started 2 years ago and haven't done a thing with it. I worked on it like 2 days and I hate it. I hate the process. I don't hate the end result. I hate the process. So those are my 2 dream projects that I would like to get done before I leave this earth. And both of them are challenges. Tiffany is reminding you all not to forget to hit the thumbs up. Rose says, I'm late as usual. I've been late every week and usually don't even say anything. That's okay, Rose. Welcome. Jackie says, good night all. Getting sleepy. See you on Wednesday. Good night, Jackie. Probably already gone because I've been just talking. I'm like 5 minutes behind again. Darcy says, I ordered fabric from the place that has their show on Tuesday, and I was very disappointed with it. When I received it, it was beautiful, but the way it felt was terrible. And I don't know anything about any show, so I don't have anything to add. Diane says, I love large floral fabrics. If you have a good floral, the rest just falls in line. Yeah. I used to do quilts like that where I would pick my border fabric and then start picking stuff. Now I just sew whatever I want to sew and then I go see what fabric I got that'll work with it. I'm kind of backwards nowadays, but that's how I used to start my quilts a long time ago. But people will still tell me that it looks like I planned it from the outside in, still to this day, but I don't anymore. But that's because I got such a large fabric stash now. Remo JS is here saying good evening from Bowie, Maryland. Hello and welcome. You're in here later too today. We got like another 28 minutes. We go from 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to 11 on Saturday nights. And then for the new people, on Wednesdays, we go 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. For just 1 hour, it's just a live chat, no sewing. I'm just trying to get caught up before I sew anymore. And Damali says, please take your medicine. We don't want you to be uncomfortable. Yes, it's like, and then it's like, I've kind of gotten over it, but it's still kind of in my throat, in my right eye. It's still very sensitive. But once I get off up here, I'll take it. It's like sometimes I take my medicine like around midnight when I think about even the thought of bed, even if I go or not. And then I might forget it the next day. And so then yesterday I ended up taking my medicine. It must have been at 10. And so I think when the time hits, when I get back on my regular schedule, then as soon as it wears off, it's like letting me know that you need that medicine. So I'll make sure I get it before I go to bed for sure. But yeah. Terry says, what colors are you thinking, T? I don't know. Oh, she's talking about for the double wedding ring? It's gonna be like green background of colors I got up there, and then it's just brights, blue, reds, orange, purple, and yellow, and green. So all colors, I guess, except for like browns. I don't have brown, black, or white, I guess. And I don't have pink, and that's what I'm wondering if I need to just go ahead and add in, just make it completely scrappy and not worry about the colors. And that's where I'm kind of at the hang up, because I got some of the cut pieces on the wall. I think she's talking about what colors for the double wedding ring that I cut. So got some pieces just laying here. So they're all more jewel tone colors. You're not going to be able to see this stuff. But reds, Because I thought I was going to use this as my next cutting, but my next sewing project, but I decided I needed to know what I was going to do first. So oranges, so they're bright. Purples, I'm just trying to show you some of these colors here. Some more reds. And then here are some blues. So I might just need to add more fabrics, more colors of the fabrics. I don't have pink. That's the only color that I don't have that is like a bright color is pink. That's the only one I don't have. Cleaning my room. Do I have a lot of quilting and sewing fabrics? Yes, you do. Diane says, did you sneeze? No, I didn't sneeze. Open mine. I won't care. She's talking about the Kleenex. That's what it started with, was like me wanting to sneeze. And when I wouldn't sneeze, it just went all straight to my throat and came out my eyes. Lisa says, I've been looking for a good New York beauty pattern and found one. And Staples told me they have a lot of quilters come in to copy. They have to use 14-pound paper. Too heavy for paper piecing. You know, I just used regular typing paper when I did my New York beauties. Remo says, hello, sorry all. Late, but good to hear that everyone is doing well. I'm no longer in a funk. I see joy with my quilters crew, T and quilters. Thank you. That's nice. Jill says, T, what is that? A bin bag that your phone is leaning on. This is actually some device stands that I made. This is just some bigger ones. I used to have them. I sell them sometimes when I do vendor sales. I don't even know what I got in stock anymore. And I had some in here, but I may have moved them because I've been kind of moving stuff around. I'm trying not to make an avalanche here, pulling stuff out. Trying to see if I had any in this bucket. I see one over there that's not closed, so it's not in this bucket. These are all scraps. And a homemade jelly roll that I was going to use, and I think I just pulled some out and didn't use all of it. Whoops, I'm about to take the phone with me now. I mean the iron. I thought I had more than this one in here. So I don't know where I put these. But you can make them. I was just trying to get another one so I could show you the size. Like this is really cell phone size. And then you can put like tablets on these as well. So different sizes. You can make them. I think I even did a video on how to make them, I think. You can look for a video, Teaquilts device stands, if you want to make your own. But I was selling them, but I can't remember where the other ones are right now. Let's see. I want to put this back so I don't have to hold it, though. We may not get to sewing anymore. Put this up so it don't scratch my arm. Let's see. Lynette Williams says, I was wondering if the fabric could be mixed. All fabrics can be mixed together. Mary says, love it, T. Thank you. Sounds like another trip to Staples. That's Lisa. She's getting advice on stuff like on how to print. I'm just skipping some of those comments. Darlene says, I'm going to try to say goodnight. I'm going to say goodnight. Have to get up early. Dad's vaccine is tomorrow in next town. Praying he does well. Well, also The same from us, Darlene. Take care. See you next time. I'm still 5 minutes behind. Terry T says that'll be nice. I'm going to do the double wedding ring too. This is from Tiffany. She says I'm going to use scraps. Yeah, and that's what I'm basically using scraps, but I pull like, well, I'm not using scraps because I just pulled like 5 fat quarters because I didn't feel like going through all the scrap bins trying to get stuff. So I pulled like 5 different fabrics from all the different colorways. And so I was trying to just use that. But I think because I am such a scrappy quilter, I think I'm looking at these fabrics and I'm thinking this is not enough variety. So I may have to just go through my scrap drawer, figure out what size I need to cut, and just cut some scraps off of my from my scrap containers, or go get strips that are already cut to that size and use those. Because I just think the reason why I'm stalling on it right now is because I don't have enough fabrics. And I'm one of those people, I like to have hundreds of fabrics in my quilt, and pulling 30 fat quarters just don't do it for me. So you're right, Tiffany. It needs to. I think scrappy would be better. And SS double wedding ring is on my list too. T, what city are you in? I'm in St. Louis. Wedding ring. Rose says, I love the double wedding ring, and my mom made more than one, but I did not end up with one of them. Wow. Now that would have been one to keep. But I need to finish my Cleopatra first. That's Tiffany. Yes. And I got to do the border on Cleopatra, and that's what's going to be next. I'm trying not to start this double wedding ring because I got 2 quilt tops that need borders. And it's like, I'm going to piece this one for the exploding heart. And then I'm going to piece, next one's going to be up is my Cleopatra's fan. It needs a border. So I'm trying to get these borders pieced so I'm not just holding on to stuff. I am one of those quilters that I'll piece the quilt tops because I hate putting up units like this. And I hate works in progress that are in little pieces, but I'm okay with putting up a whole quilt top and go, oh, I'll make the border later. You know, that's just crazy. So I'm trying to correct my Cleopatras. I want to do that one next. And then I also have Guyleen Fitzgerald's pineapple blocks. I never put those blocks together. So I need to put that quilt top together. I also have T swap blocks from last year that I haven't put together. And also the blocks that are going to be coming up for this year. So I'm trying to get some of these things at least into completed quilt top stage, and then they can be in the to be quilted pile. And I have customers' quilts that I've been collecting that I need to quilt once my system is back up and running. So that's kind of my agenda right there. I cut mine with the Go. That's Lizette. Yes. The double wedding ring is on my bucket. And I'm cutting mine with the Go too, my double wedding ring. Max says the double wedding ring quilt is on my bucket list along with a Lone Star and a few others. And Diane says, yes, you need pink. I may add some in later when I get into the other stuff. I might just go ahead and add pink because I think my problem is that I don't have enough different fabrics. And so I need more fabrics just to spread them out or something, because I'm looking at them I just got them arched out on my design wall, so I'm looking at them and I think I'm not ready yet. So we'll do something. Yes, T did a video on a device stand. Thank you. I thought I did, but I think it was when I did the quilt retreat 2 years ago, so it probably came up May or June of 2018, because I didn't put the video up until after retreat because I didn't want people to know that I was making them as gifts for people. I cannot imagine having that many recovering from the virus. Quoting the Lone Star. Mac check. Good night from Maria. Good night, Maria. Take care. Double wedding ring intimidates me, but I love them. I just want one. I want to have one on my bed for a short period of time because ain't nobody sleeping on it. Ain't that crazy? Joyce Tasha says, double wedding ring might be on my list in a few years when I'm better at this. Thumbs up. Yes. She's reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. I'm just trying to get through. Oh, so I'm at the bottom. Okay, great. I think they're talking about COVID and treatments and stuff, so I'm going to skip some of that stuff. I'm doing a control scrappy double wedding ring, and I am up to 12 yards for a full queen. Oh my God, them fat quarters ain't going anywhere. Then I need to pull out a whole lot more fabric. Oh my gosh, T, I do have that AccuQuilt dye double wedding ring. Okay, that's cool. I've had mine for about 10 years or more. Never done anything with it. We did use it to make like a bed runner for a friend, and then I did only like 2 rings, and other people did some parts, and so, you know, it wasn't the whole quilt, so I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, and Rose says the device stand was video was August 2nd, 2018. It was with gift ideas. I'll go out and get you all a link for it. I have to close this part down. Because Rose can't put in a link. Teaquilts. It's very easy to search on YouTube, put in a channel you're looking for, and device stands. And search. And it comes right up. Share it. Copy the link. Paste. All right, so it's down there for you guys. We only got like 13 more minutes here. Let me go back up and see what I missed here. Got to finish my clients not so alone store quilt, then I can get back to my projects, but I have a dressing for another client, so much to do. And I got, yeah, I'm telling you all what my project list is, but I got customer stuff. I got 3 t-shirt quilts, and I'm going to get another t-shirt quilt. And I got the Gills raffle quilt I need to quilt, and then I have customers quilts I need to quilt. So yeah, I can tell you what my agenda is, but you know, God laughs at well laid out plans. You know that, right? Switch it up for you every time. T said, Jill says, T, did you show how to make the border you were working on? I just showed you as I was sewing them that I made these units right here. And you'll see the border up close, but I'm just going to go over it real quick. And then I'm making flying geese with these units. So then I let me look at it so I can get it right. So I'm making flying geese with these units that look like this, but the fabrics won't be matching like that. And also flying geese units that look like that. Okay, so I'm making flying geese units both ways. So technically these could be half square triangles. They could be flying geese units. I wanted more piecing in my flying geese, so that's why I did mine different. So when I sew the white flying geese on to underneath the print flying geese, this is what I get. I kind of went over that tonight as I was sewing. And then you'll see when I come back next time, I'll try to have these 2 borders. Well, this is the left border. I'll try to have all of this into a row, and maybe I can put it onto my quilt top. My left border and maybe my right border. And I'll be sewing on my top and bottom. So it's going to be zigzags like this. Now, I could have made this with just 1 fabric instead of 2. But I like having the extra fabric colors instead of just that 1 print coming through. Plus, this unit is in my quilt top as well. So that's another reason that I wanted to use it. Okay. So I kind of did as I was sewing. I guess maybe some of you all may have missed that part. Sheila says, I'm with you, T. I have been wanting to make that for a long time, talking about the double wedding ring. Oh, God, T, let you plan a block by the end of this year. Oh, my God, T, let's plan to make a block by the end of this year. Remo says, good night, all. Good night. See ya. We only got 9 more minutes here. Lisa says, stay blessed, everyone. See you all soon. Bye, Lisa. Linda Griffin says, I made a Judy Niemeyer double wedding ring a few years ago. It was batik and primarily purple green and rosy red. It was gorgeous. Went to a newlywed couple. That's pretty cool. And her quilts, Judy Niemeyer, I got quite a few of the patterns, and I haven't even started one. But they are all gorgeous. I just like them all. She's a very good designer. Nancy says good night to Lisa. Terry says, sounds beautiful, Linda. Way out of my skill level. I think it just takes time. And I think certain things, you know, we want to do some quick projects. And then you also have some projects that you will work on for 6 months to a year. And that'll be the only project that you work on. And I have interviewed some of the winners at the National Quilt Shows. And they talk about how they have been working on a quilt for 2 and 3 years, that quilt that they've been working on. It's a process. So when you see some of these award-winning quilts in these shows, and even those that didn't win, just because you worked on a quilt for 3 years doesn't mean that your quilt's going to win. But it's a lot of quilters out there that they are very meticulous when they are putting quilts into the show, that they're planning every fabric, every stitch. So it takes time. I don't have that kind of patience. Sheila says, you are too funny. Phyllis G is here saying, hi, T and everyone. I talked about you, Phyllis, with your showing your batik Drunkard's Path blocks from the kit that you purchased, and they are so pretty. I have a little small one because I made a video, but I haven't done the editing of it either. I think I did a video, and I haven't done the editing, but your quilt is really pretty. And Jill says, at Teaquilts, very pretty border. I came in late. It's okay, because I know I went over it, and I'm like, I kind of did it as I was sewing, and I even held it up. But you're welcome. If I can, I'll do what I can, you know. It's not like I've told you how to cut, because these can be in any size square that you want. So you don't have to do any cutting instructions for this. You can make a half square triangle any size you want. You can make a quarter square triangle any size you want. Phyllis says, I have been sewing and forgot to sign in. Ain't that something? A lot of people were, some people were, I'm not going to say a lot of people said that they were sewing as they were listening to the chat. So Elwin says, I'm anxious to see how the corners work out. I love the colors you chose for the border, and these same fabrics are used inside of my quilt, and it's just not in this room. I've looked to make sure, but I had put these into my china cabinet where I hold my quilt tops, and it's like, no, you need to make those borders instead of just putting this in there. And that's where the Cleopatra's quilt is. The Cleopatra's fan is in there too, because I just put it up because it wasn't in pieces. I keep pieces in these containers over here. And then when they're completed quilt tops, they go to the china cabinet. But it's like, no, we're going to pull this stuff out and we're going to get it done. So that's what I'm kind of doing. Sometimes we get lost in time. That's right. Linda says, Terry, thanks. It was a lot of work, but the curved seams were really easy the way Judy makes them. Phyllis says, it's very pretty. Thanks to you. Oh, you're welcome. Lovely work. You did some good work. Angel says, good night, T. And the last quilter standing. Yes. One of these days, I think I'm going to have to do an overnight, just do like a spy cam where I'm not really talking and trying to read comments. I can just sit here and work, and you all can just tune in and out at your leisure, talk to each other. But I like to communicate with you all, so it's real difficult for me to like plan one of those kind of things. So, yeah. So we got 5 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and sew some more of these quarter units. Let me put this back in my press pile. See, I start moving stuff, pulling out containers. And I want to put stuff back up now. Put that ruler back up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize my last 4 minutes. I'm actually caught up. Some quilts you need to try out before you make that big final product. Yes. I do plan to like make a few rings. I did make a ring actually, and I want more of the colors to be spread out because I don't think I got enough fabric. So, and I don't know why I didn't add pink in. I guess because I had red. And I probably just need to go through my scrap bin and just pull up some more fabric, or even my strip bins, because if it's something that I can use a strip on, I don't mind cutting it either. It wasn't like I was in love with a particular fabric, so I was just pulling colors. I wanted more tone on tone color, not like, I didn't want multicolor prints, I guess. I don't know why, but I just didn't. So this got to go back over there too. I'll get up and put that stuff back when I get up. Good thing is I ate before I came on here, so I don't have to eat tonight. I'll press all my pieces. So if I don't get a chance to come back in here and sew, at least I'll be ready to start where I left off tonight. I think I am going to try to take tomorrow and make it a sew day because I have been dealing with all kinds of other stuff. So maybe I will just come back tomorrow and sew. After I make a video, of course, right? Let me see. Max says, I just Googled Judy and I'm shocked. Her patterns are gorgeous. Yes, every last one of those quilts are gorgeous. And I got a couple ladies in my quilt guild. That's all they make is her patterns now. Darcy says, good night, everyone. God bless you all. Have a great week. Good night, Darcy. Thank you so much. Love her New York Beauty, too. I haven't seen her New York Beauty because I've got Bethany Reynolds' New York Beauty that I've already started that I need to finish. I probably got about 30 blocks made out of 60 or so. I don't know how many blocks it is. But I got quite a few blocks made. Let's see. I have a few Judy Niemeyer patterns. I am always doing my own thing and never get to those patterns. Although I do take those types of challenges, I am sure I can do them. Yes. And I just need to do one. I could add that as probably a third, is to finish one of her patterns, because I probably got at least 3 of her patterns. It's just, you know, one person can only do so much at a time, and then trying to do AccuQuilt stuff too, you know. I try to do that because you all buy the products. And that's what I've been trying to work on, is doing some kind of an AccuQuilt project. That's my goal this year, is trying to do use at least some AccuQuilt dye once a month. But January, I've used the kaleidoscope as my main focus. But I used a lot more dyes, quarter square triangles, half square triangles, morning glory, I added to that. What else did I add? Isosceles triangle, I added to that. So I added a lot more. And then I got this heart quilt for February that used the 8-inch cube, quarter square triangles and half square triangles and squares. And then I cut the rectangles myself. I went off the pattern for that, and I'll talk about that in my video. I actually did 2 kaleidoscopes quilts actually. Well, 2 videos. I did 2 kaleidoscope videos, and then I did a test quilt block for a quilter. I'll show you all that in the video. She works with AccuQuilt. She's one of their, I forgot, they got so many different titles at AccuQuilt, but she's one of the people that does designs for them when new products come out. And so she was asking for people to test out a block. It's really cute. I'll show you that in the video as well. It's just certain things I haven't been showing because I didn't know if she was ready for it to be out or not. But I'm going to put it in that video and just not call it that. I didn't want to put it into a process video. So I'm sure it's 11:02 now. And now I'm revved up, ready to go. Isn't that crazy? Okay, let me go back up here and make sure I haven't missed anything. Diane says, I would be happy to master the Cleopatra block. And Max says, now I need to find the Cleopatra block. Yes, we did a sewing series on Cleopatra block where I went into details. You could use a pattern that we found a free pattern, and it gave you a template, or do like the most of us did, and we die cut them. Whole lot easier. Damali says, it's almost midnight on the East Coast. I enjoyed the chats while I sew, and I'm always alone at home. Good to have company. Good night, everyone. Have a great week. Bye. Bye, Damali. Cheryl says, be safe and be blessed, and good night all. Bye, Cheryl. Tiffany says, Mac T has one done on AccuQuilt, and I have a video with templates on Cleopatra, and there is free pattern. Lots of Teaquilters use. Yes, I gave links to all of that in my videos. So yeah. See, how many UFOs do you have? People keep asking me that. I probably have about 150 UFOs. And the reason why I say that is because I teach classes. And so I still count those as UFOs because they are works in progress. However, as soon as I decide to finish that, say a class hasn't been offered in 5 years, and I go, okay, I'm going to finish this project. Soon as I finish that project, they'll request a class. And so what do I have to do? I start back over making samples again. So I still count my samples from some of my classes as projects because every time I do one, I do it different because when I'm teaching that lecture or teaching that class, I get the opportunity to show people how different fabrics, different type of fabrics, different placement of value in quilt tops, all are different. So I just take that as an opportunity to do something different. So we're going to go ahead and start to close out here, guys. I am actually overtime. But yeah, so come back Wednesday if you got any more questions. We can definitely go into answering those. I think I'm going to just sit here and sew, but I am going to go take my sinus meds, my Flonase. That's what I need to take is Flonase. And I'm going to be up for a little while. I think I'm getting ready to jump on it, you know. So maybe when I come back, I'll sometime this week, maybe tomorrow, I'll try to see if I can get my floating border onto my exploding heart quilt top. So when I come back next week, I can sew the border onto the left and right border at least onto the quilt. So you all take care. Everybody stay blessed, stay safe, and quilt out. See ya.